Hello, welcome back to the Talk Therapy channel here on YouTube. My name is Tammy Fletcher. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist here in California. Today's topic is going to be about how to cope with pet loss. In my experience, when a pet has passed away, the first thing that happens is a lot of people are shocked. They can't believe that it's really happened. And this video is going to help answer some of the questions that people have about coping with pet loss and how to manage your life after the incident has happened. I am a therapist, yes, correct. But I would like to explain to you that about 7 or 8 months ago, my dog died. I had a black Great Dane. Her name was Sophia. Sophia was about 8.5 years old. And for a big dog like a Great Dane, that's a long life to live. My family and I knew that it was going to be time for this to happen because she was getting old. But when she died, it was so awful. We've had so much grief. And I was doing some research to try to help find some support to help deal with this. But there's not a lot of support groups out there for this type of loss. And of course, you can always go to your family and friends for help. But there's not a lot of professional therapists who help support with this type of loss. When your pet does die, a lot of people expect that everyone is going to understand the situation and they're going to be able to help you. But you need to remember that some people do understand what's going on. And that's the purpose of this video. It's to help you and support you when you're dealing with your pet loss. The first question most people have is, how do I know how much time is left for my animal? And what I hear is, what usually tends to happen is your animal usually has this continuous chronic pain. It's going to be a chronic sickness that happens. And when it comes to make that decision, when you need to euthanize your pet, you need to be able to go to the vet. And it can be a hard decision to make, but at the same time, while your animal is holding on for dear life, you can't wait for the family to be ready because no one's ever going to be ready for a situation like this. So if your pet is sick, and yes, your animal is old and it has cancer and therapy isn't helping, then maybe it's time to ask your vet, what's the best option for me and what should I do? And what people think is this time that I need to let my animal go? Understand, I'm not a vet. But in my past experience, I've heard that if your pet is able to go to the bathroom and eat and do its normal everyday activities, and your animal seems okay, but yes, of course it's still sick, but it can still do those regular activities, then it's okay. Your animal shouldn't get put down yet. But if your animal is having a hard time eating and going to the bathroom, and its just health is not getting better, then that's when you need to go to the vet and have that discussion with him as to when it's best to have your animal put down. Now, I'm not saying that scenario is going to fit every situation. Sometimes there's freak accidents and your animal can have an accident and your animal can get sick all of a sudden and then die. And the owners of those animals, they struggle a lot with that. Some owners feel guilty about what happened. They feel as if they should be able to protect their animal and keep them from this type of situation. And throughout this entire process, the owner is just going to have different emotions that are always going to come up. The next question that I hear a lot is, should I be with my animal when this time of euthanization comes up? I honestly can't answer that. The answer is different for every individual. But I can tell you that in my experience, when I went to put Sophia down, I did go with her. I felt that that was the best decision for my family because we felt as if she was a part of our family. I wanted to be able to hold Sophia and make her feel comfortable during her last few moments. And of course, it was a heart-wrenching experience, but I felt that it helped with me being there. It was beneficial for me to see what was going on. And I think a good idea to do is if you have other animals at your house, it's a good idea to bring them along so that way they can watch and experience this with you as well. It can help them see the process and feel the process. They have feelings just as humans do. They feel guilt as well, and they feel grief. So it helps the animal be able to see and smell their buddy passing away, and it helps them understand that their friend is now gone. Now, I just want to warn you that after this experience has happened and you're done with the vet and you're now arriving home, it can be a very hard experience. It can impact you in ways that you didn't think it would. You'll see things such as its leash or its collar. That can hurt you in a lot of ways because it's things that you have an emotional connection to because it reminds you of the things that the animal used to use every day. So a good suggestion that I want to give to you is that maybe if you're dealing with this type of emotions and you feel as if you just can't get it together quite yet, a good thing to do is to put the collar or the leash or the food bowl, say, up away in a cabinet for a while. And then maybe a little bit later, you can bring it back out because you don't have as much emotion. At my own home, I have several different animals, and they all share the same food bowl and the same leash. But when Sophia died, her collar was special to her. And every time I would see her collar, it struck me. I would get so upset. So I decided that it would be best if I put the leash away or the collar away for a little while. And then once I was feeling better, I was able to bring it back out. And what I actually ended up doing with that is I made a shadow box. And I put the collar with Sophia's tags in the shadow box. And I put 2 pictures in there as well. I put a picture of when Sophia was a baby and then a picture of when Sophia was an adult. And I hung that up in our family room. And at the beginning when I would see it, and it was awful. I would always have the same emotions as if it just happened. But now, it's made me come at peace. So now let's just talk about if you have small children in your home, and your pet just died, and you don't know how to explain it to that child. You need to understand that it's important to not use phrases such as the animal ran away or the animal's asleep and it's never coming back. That can make the child confused. It just depends on the age of your child, and you should be able to explain it in a way that's simple and honest. You don't need to go into great detail about it. You can use such things as the animal's gone, the animal's never coming back, the animal's sick and its body gave up. Simple ways like that are just honest and straight to the point. You'll be able to make it clear to your child to where they understand it. And the next biggest question that I get from people is, what should I do with the body once the pet has died? Should I bury the animal or should I cremate the animal? Keep the ashes? I mean, there are many different options as to when it comes to burying or not getting rid of the body, but what to do with the body. Now, there is no right or wrong answer when it comes to this decision. It's different for every single person, and it's whatever you feel as if what's best for you and your family. And now I want to talk a little bit about grief and how it's important that you need to respect yourself when dealing with this. Just because you're feeling grief and you feel sad, you're going to feel that type of thing. It's normal to feel sad when your pet dies. It's important that you discuss your emotions and your feelings with support people such as friends and family and counselors, or maybe reference a book and that can help you. Now I would like to talk about when I had first made this video. When I first made this video, I asked multiple friends if they would be able to talk about their experience. And people sent me many stories and many pictures, and it was a heartfelt experience, it really was. People really cherish their animals. And what I did is I gathered all that information up and I uploaded it to my website. And I'll make sure to post a link down below, so if you want to visit that website, you're more than welcome to. It's important to know that you're not the only one who has gone through this experience. It's a hard time going through grief. Yeah, it is. But you're not the only one who's dealt with this. And it's important that you know that. So thank you for watching this video, and please feel free to leave your comments down below. And I'll make sure that I will read them and watch your pictures and upload it to my website as well. Thank you so much for watching today, guys, and I'll see you next time.